And like she was such a godsend to me, you know, like amazing. She's such a hard worker and she loves what she does.
And it's evident.
Yeah, she loves all the members. She's totally jealous that I'm out and about. She usually comes with me and navigates on my presentations. Yeah.
I called her yesterday at 4:15 thinking, oh, I'm well in business.
You coming in? Yeah. Do you remember me?
Help the guy out.
Do you remember me?
Sort of, Max Williams.
I used to be in your office 20 years ago.
Okay. 23, and I can remember some of them.
Yeah, so I was Denton Guam. He was a friend of mine. I would come in here. I was with a home warranty company.
Okay.
And I would present in your office. It was probably 22 years ago.
Well, I've been here 23. So.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm full circle.
All right, well, good.
Yeah. Like, how has it been 22 years?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of scary when you think about it.
Just don't think
And
about
then
it.
another 22 years, I'm like, I'll be 65.
Well,
Like, how is that possible?
I'll be at least 65. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
See you
I'm
guys.
Heather. Nice to meet you. I like the shirts.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Ron. Good.
Brad's right here.
Don't worry to all the men. I'm not teaching you how to stage today. I'm teaching you how to make money today, okay? So many times people think, oh, you're teaching a design and staging class. I'm like, no. We're teaching you how to make money today. Yeah. How's everybody doing? I always give like the few minute rule of, if we have the 5-minute agent late rule. You guys have the same thing here? So I started doing a really fun thing for, I own a mega agent office and I closed the door at the time and you can't come in.
How'd that go over?
It's going great. Everyone's on time now. Yeah, unless there's an emergency, then I tell them to text my director of operations to say, hey, you know, come on in. But yeah, no, I'm like, nope. I'm like, hey, if you're gonna be late when a client shows up, that's not cool. That's representing our brand, right? You gotta teach and train them, and you gotta show up on time.
And on time to Heather's an hour and a half early.
Yeah, I know, I'm always early. Yeah, that's fun. I love that I'm back in my home office, Mike.
You keep saying that around the country. Your home office is Plano.
I actually started in Dallas Preston Road. That was where my license was hung, but I hung out here the most of the time because y'all were more fun. Don't tell Dallas Preston Road North that.
No competition offices, huh?
Yeah.
No, there's
Actually, we'll go with you to tell them next.
Yeah.
It's already being recorded, so you've got it.
Oh, is it? Oh, dang it. I know, I think Jennifer, who runs our marketing, I think she's on. I'm surprised we don't see this. Usually you see the Zoom screen up. But you guys, there's your camera. Okay.
It's like in the back. I might be actually blocking you. I should probably.
Oh, no, it's okay. No problem. So who here has heard of Style to Design? Okay, awesome. I know that you all are members. Yeah, okay. So it's evolved a ton from when we originally started. It's actually very, very different than day one. And we'll dive in. First off, who has any preconceived notions of Style to Design? What do you think it is? Those of you that aren't members, what do you think it is?
Helping with staging, designing up to date to our new styles.
Do you offer staging in your value proposition right
I'm
now?
actually the lender here.
Okay.
So, I'm just coming into, I was told this was gonna be a fun class.
Yeah,
I needed to come in
yes.
and I like fun, so. that's
Yeah, I'm really fun. Yeah,
She is.
yeah. Which company are you with?
Benchmark.
Benchmark.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Did you do renovation loans?
I did.
Yeah. So we do a ton with lenders that offer renovation loans.
Okay.
Because we can give the visual to the buyer of what the renovation will look like in all the source product. So it's been really, really great for lenders because that's one of the hardest parts, right?
Sure.
Is like, okay, how much is it gonna cost and what's gonna be sourced to have it done. So lenders, I make their life a little easier.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been really fun to see how the lenders can utilize it. It's fun. What do you say? Do we say if you snooze, you lose? You're out? 2 minutes? So, thank you guys so much for coming. Jill, do you want me to just dive in, or do you want me to go?
Yes,
So I think I met with you about a year ago, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, about a year ago.
Just do, I had Jeff because he's a student.
Yeah, it's-
Oh.
She made the mistake.
And this is the first time,
She
yeah. I
made the mistake, sending me a
Moving on.
message. right
Yeah,
after
I
that,
did,
so.
all right. So I thought you were doing that because I met with her a year ago.
Yeah, yes.
No.
A lot has happened in a year.
A lot's happened in a year.
So I'm gonna first start off and tell you guys a fun little story of what Style It to Design is and how it came about. So my name's Heather Kane. I own a mega agent team. I have 27 agents that work for me in in Naples, Florida, in Plano, yes, yeah. So I'm actually a dual broker. I'm a Texas broker and a Florida broker. I actually started my real estate career here in Texas. And then I actually started my career at Keller Williams 20 years ago. And I decided that I was gonna go out on my own because I knew everything and I was gonna start my own brokerage. Yeah.
That's twice, right? First and last?
Yeah. So I actually did start my own brokerage in McKinney, Texas, where I had about 32 agents that worked for me in McKinney. We serviced all of DFW, and then I decided to open a second location in Naples, Florida. So my husband and I bought a property on an online auction. That was, I think, our 34th house to buy on an online auction. And we had a 2-year plan that we were gonna flip it and we were gonna come back to Texas. Well, we fell in love with Naples, opened up a second location, and that's really where my heart and soul was. So I focused on growing that business. I sold $1.7 billion in real estate in Southwest Florida. Woo woo! And in 8 years, and I run an incredible team there. But my value proposition has always been staging and design. So I went on a mission. Well, while I was in Naples, Florida, I realized I needed more leverage. There were some luxury opportunities I was not winning because I was an independent broker. So I actually went out and I interviewed every brokerage you can ever imagine to figure out who was going to be my partner that was going to help me take my real estate business to the next level. And to be honest with you, Keller Williams was not on my radar. It was Compass, it was Sotheby, it was Coldwell Banker, it was all the other names that were not Keller Williams because I really did not think Keller Williams was that partner at the time. But what I found when I was out interviewing these brokerages is they were always making it about me. They were offering me hundreds of thousands of dollars to join, but it would actually be really bad for my team. They were making a win for me, but not the other people. And on accident, I actually met with a team lead of Keller Williams, and I was sharing with her, because I was actually trying to recruit her to my real estate team, that what my vision was and why I needed to have a partner that had a national and international business. And we dug in, and what I didn't realize at the time is she was recruiting me when I was trying to recruit her. But I found out that Keller Williams was the only brand that really represented my core values, which is God, family, then business, and also the only real estate company that made it a win for my team. Because of that, I decided to merge my entire brokerage into Keller Williams. That was 3 years ago, and my business doubled. Pretty awesome, right? So what I want to share with you too is when I merged my business with Keller Williams, I told the lady that recruited me, the team lead, that I was going to partner with Gary Keller and I was going to launch a staging and design company for all of Keller Williams. And she chuckled. She was like, that's a pretty lofty goal, Heather. And I was like, well, I'm going to freaking make it happen, right? So I was honored to be invited to come to one of Gary's top 100 masterminds. So this was about 2.5 years ago. And Gary Keller asked us all in the room if we had a mofer. So I'm new to KW. I have no idea what a mofer is. So I looked to the person next to me and I'm like, what is a mofer? And And do you guys wanna know who that person was sitting next to me? He was like king of Keller Williams?
Marking.
No,
Jason Abrams.
no, it was Ben Kenny. So I'm like, what's a MOFR? And he's like, make offer for immediate response. I'm like, what is that? And he was like, what's your value proposition? What makes you like engage with your clients? I was like, oh, design. That's my MOFR. So I raised my hand because he asked us who had one, right? And then he asks us, who has it in a box that could partner with Keller Williams? I was like, well, I don't have that in a box, but I'm gonna keep my hand raised because I'm not gonna miss an opportunity, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna figure it out, right? So I kept my hand raised and I left that and I'm literally driving across Alligator Alley. And if any of you know Florida, there's like 2 hours on Alligator Alley. And I was on a mission and brain dumping to Alexa all my ideas to put my staging and design business in a box. So I came back and I hired developers and coders and everything you can imagine. And I invested a ton of money to build out a platform that I felt was worthy to partner with KW. So fast forward, nothing actually happened. I was like emailing like, hey, when am I? I'm thinking I'm going to Shark Tank, right? Yeah. And then so I'm at family reunion and I see on stage, I see Liz Landry, Sajid Patel, and Gary Keller. Do you guys all know those names? Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta get to the gatekeeper. But everything in real estate is getting to the gatekeeper. Would you agree? Everything is about. So if I didn't have the personality of saying, I am going to make it happen, if I didn't have that affirmation and speak that into existence, do you think I would take the steps to make what I'm gonna show you today happen? No. So I realized, okay, I gotta get to Liz. Liz is gonna get me to Sajid, and Sajid's gonna get me to Gary, okay? So what do you do when you can't get a hold of anyone and they don't respond to your emails? How do you try and get a hold of them?
Show up.
I just stalk them on social media. And I found Liz Landry and I sent her a Facebook message. And guess what? She responded right away. Really? Okay. I said, Liz, I know you only coach the top 20%. I'm almost there. Can I have just a few minutes of your time? So she called me and I showed her what I was gonna do. Now, style design hadn't even been born yet. I'm just showing her like a pitch, right? She's like, this is awesome. You need to get this in front of Sajid. I was like, and don't you know, Liz knows this whole story because she coached me for over a year after that. Okay, so she gets me in front of Sajid, and Sajid was like, this is awesome, but just come and meet with me Tuesday at 8:30. And he doesn't know I live in Naples. I was like, but what do? I freaking got on a plane and I got there, right? And then he said, I need you to put everything in a one pager because Gary only looks at things that are on a one page and then we can present it in front of Gary. So I did. And sure enough, I got a call from Gary Keller. We ended up presenting to him. I did launch Style to Design at Mega Camp that following thing. So I went from being a bystander in the audience in February thinking I'm gonna get with that person to Mega Camp being on stage with Gary, Jason, and Jay Papazon because I did everything I needed to make sure that I was gonna win this opportunity. So if you're in real estate and you're thinking, am I not winning at the level that I want? Sometimes you just gotta look inside of yourself and say, am I taking all those steps? So who's ready to show me? I'm gonna show you guys today what we're doing. Does that sound good?
Yeah, great.
Isn't that a fun story? Yeah. All right, so let's go back. Let me see if my clicker is gonna work. Where do I need to point for this? Yeah, let me go back. Uh-oh. How is this?
It should just be.
It was working earlier.
But it sits too long.
Let's go back.
Here. Oh, that's great.
It was working just a little bit ago. It needs to go back to the beginning of the presentation. There we go. Perfect.
First.
Yeah, whatever.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So how do we differentiate ourselves in the market, right? One of the most important things that I coach agents all across the country is what is your one thing that you can say makes you unique and different within your marketplace? Now, for you guys right here, have you seen a huge shift in the market?
Yes.
Yes, we just saw our first $1 buyer agent commission come through from one of my clients. Have you guys seen that yet?
No, wow.
Oh, it's brutal. It's happening, right? So we're on a mission to do everything we can to truly be listing dominant. Why? Listings equal existing, right? So we're doing everything we can to make sure that we have a killer value proposition when it comes to our competition. So one of the things that we do with all of our listings is we sell all of our listings with design services included, okay? So what happened was, we've been advertising this. The National Association of Realtors reached out to me. I was a little terrified, not gonna lie. And they said, how are you doing this? And I presented to them what I was doing, and they said, we love it. Can you come to our technology summit and pitch this on stage in front of all of our panelists? And we end up winning #2 top technology tool for realtors nationwide. That was last month. Pretty cool, right? So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do it. So did you know that 81% of buyers cannot see what's right, past what's in front of them?
If you've ever shown a house, you know that.
Yeah, 81%. They also have proven off of a huge study that was done that for every dollar you invest, you get $15 in return. So let me ask you a really fun question right now. When it comes to staging and design, the National Association of Realtors says that the property can sell for 6 to 13% more, because as an agent, you're helping provide a visual for the client of what the property could look like. What's commission? What's commission average?
6.
Okay, so if you can show a seller that you can on average help them increase the property value for 6 to 13%, that's NAR, N-A-R, they hate saying that, N-A-R. Do you think that helps you overcome a commission objection?
Yes.
Yes, okay, perfect, we're on the same page. So what if you could be the visionary for all of your database with a click of a button? That you can show the potential of a property to every buyer through style to design. So we've created a platform. We have access to over 1,500, it says hundreds, we're at 1,500 designs now of all price points and styles. I'm gonna show you how it works. So what you do is you can actually go ahead and go into our dashboard. This is a video, so I'm gonna play it for you. You can select by luxury, non-luxury, accessories, and renovations. You can actually sort at the top by room and also by style. And then when you'll see here, you can sort by room or style. These are all the rooms that we offer. And then when you click on something that you love, you can scroll through. These are all bedroom designs. So we have luxury, non-luxury, traditional styles. Everything is sourced in that room with a click of a button to be able to purchase. So now I'm gonna show you how you take this and you utilize it to actually sell real estate as design services included, okay? So let's say you have a listing that looks like this, right? It's okay, nothing great. So listings are your resume, would you agree? What you put out is what you give back. So if you put out ugly, what are you gonna get back? More ugly, okay? So you take our platform that has all of these beautifully curated designs of all price points and styles where everything is clicked to purchase, and we simulate that design into your listing. So let's talk about the difference between virtual staging and this is called reality staging. Virtual staging is cyberspace furniture that can't come to life, right? Gives you a visual, but there's no way to actually bring it to life in the home. What we've invented is a new category in real estate called reality staging. Reality staging means you are actually staging off an interior design board that can come to life in a client's house. So these images are delivered back in an MLS format. They can be loaded, they can be syndicated with your listing, and then depending on what your value proposition, you can say design services included with the sale of the house. Or if you actually want to charge for this design service, which a lot of our agents do, you can say design service offered. Make sense? Any questions there? What I'm going to show you next is going to kind of blow your mind. So we actually take it and now we do it renovations. So I always say homes are original. I never say they're outdated because that can become offensive to a seller, okay? So if a seller has an original home, which you'll see at the top left, you can select from hundreds of our renovation boards, price point and style. So we have cost effective, mid, and then we have luxury, and then you can choose traditional, transitional, mid-century, modern, whatever style you want. We take that design and we simulate it into the property. So now you give the buyer the visual of what it could look like renovated. Now we can tear down walls, we can change from islands to peninsulas or vice versa. We can make all of that done through this platform. Isn't that cool? So now you can be the visionary for everyone to be able to envision the full potential of a property. We can also do it with bathrooms. We change wall color. We do everything through our technology. And we can also do the exterior homes. So when I moved to Southwest Florida, I said I was gonna de-Tuscanize Naples one house at a time. Yeah, all those yellow and orange houses, I was gonna transform them. That got me on HGTV. I filmed 9 episodes and I was the Fox 4 real estate correspondent for 3 years based off of that term right there. But what I'm showing you is when Gary asked me, can you put it in a box? This is what I've done. I put it in a box so that every agent across the country can utilize my systems. So let me show you this fun video. These are from properties all across the country because we have members from all areas. So a property looks like this, kind of looks like their garage in that beautiful room. So we want to show the buyer the full potential of that beautiful space. We also want to show them we can remove wallpaper, we can do everything through our technology and through our platform. And these are all based off design boards. Isn't that incredible? What do you like better?
That's our listing too.
Yay! Awesome. Doesn't it look great?
So good.
Right? So these are all, and that's to show you how each can kind of move the peninsula, change the island and stuff like that. So these are just some examples of what those can do. So let me talk about how we kind of took that to the next level. So with our technology, we were able to combine reality staging with reality renovation. So that way you can renovate and stage the house and everything you see is sourced with a click of a button. So say you have a property that looks like this, right? So you've got the old dining room, you've got the light fixture, you've got all of that, right? We take it and we transform it to this. Okay, so we've renovated it and we've designed it, and then that image is loaded back in MLS format. You get it back in 24 to 48 hours so that you can syndicate it with your listing. What do you guys think of that? A little different. Have you ever seen anything like it? No. So it's a new category in real estate. I'm excited. I just got approved to teach it as a CE course. So we've now got a third category, which is reality staging and reality renovation. So.
Hey, that's me. Look at that girl.
You don't know I do this.
No.
Did you know that your face was at the IOI Summit for NAR? Yes, it was, ma'am.
I can do a new headshot.
So, meet Jessica. Jessica had a listing that she helped her seller make over 80,000 more because thanks to the style to design boards. Let me show you the before, right?
Yep.
So Jessica went in and utilized our platform and selected a design board that she could then help with giving that design board directly to the contractor or the seller so they could take that design board and they could show what it would look like complete. Did that help you, Jessica, with leverage?
Yes, huge.
Huge, right? Because it's mindless. You don't have to worry about going and sourcing and finding. It's like, okay, here's the inspiration, whether click and purchase the product or use it to match it from a local vendor, right? So pretty awesome. So let's talk about Hannah. Hannah is young and she is dynamite and she created an incredible business model off of style to design. What she's done is she's gone after small to medium-sized builders that don't have their own in-house design center. So the small to medium-sized builders are actually leveraging our renovation platform as the selection source for buyers when it comes to picking their selections to build. Brilliant. Right? She's also leveraging the platform of all the designs to furnish all of their spec properties. And she's on average profiting $25,000 a spec that she furnishes. I'm gonna show you how that works. She's also then doing buyer consults with every buyer that walks in and offering a design service to the buyers that purchase the builder's property. She's turning that for a revenue stream. Okay, I'm going to show you all the different ways you can profit from that. Pretty cool. So Clark, actually, he's an investor and he's a realtor as well. He has 48 investment properties and he actually targets, and he teaches seminars all across the country. And he actually created packages where he helps investors with short-term rentals. So they're leveraging the platform because they're furnishing all the Airbnbs and VRBOs through Style to Design. He's also selling the design boards to investors to help them with the renovation solution for renovating their investment properties. Really cool, right? And then Josue, does anyone know Josue? They have the Scott Maloof team in San Antonio. They actually create an entire interior design company based off Style to Design because he actually creates packages that he sells of our design boards to investors, property management company, and their database. Does anyone want me to show you how he does it? So what he does is he actually takes, so this is a coastal package. He takes a coastal bathroom, a coastal kitchen, a dining room, a breakfast nook, a family room, and a bedroom. This is considered a coastal home redecoration. He sells this on average $3,500 to $5,000 depending on how many boards that they need. And all he does is go into our platform and download the boards out. I'm going to show you how to do that. And he puts it in a Google Drive and he shares it. That's it.
Yeah, let's say drop the mic right there.
Then he says to the client, okay, here's all of the product. If you want us to actually make this come to life in your house, now you're gonna purchase the product on your credit card, but my design team is actually gonna do the transformation and the install of the product for you. It's $10,000. He hires a handyman for 1 or 2 days that costs him anywhere from $500 to $750, makes it all look pretty, and just created that profit center. So Gary Keller taught me something super, super fascinating. So one of his masterminds, he required that we read the book Innovation Stack. You guys ever read that book? Okay. So here's your real estate business, right? One of the most important things that you have to think of, my husband and I think we have 32 LLCs now, right? Because we're always building wealth through additional revenue streams of businesses. Here's your real estate business. If you truly want to build wealth, you build wealth by stacking additional profit centers on top of your business, right? So the question I'm going to ask you guys right now, do you have an innovation stack on your business that you're turning profit? If you're not, you better figure it out because the market's changing. And that's not to scare anyone. It's just the fact that we have to always think outside the box. How are we going to create additional revenue streams that's going to help us build wealth, especially with a shifting market? So what I love to do, I'm a marketing person. That's just who I am and what I love to do. And so within our platform, we actually created an entire marketing dashboard. So the reason why I've been able to sell $1.7 billion in real estate in such a short period of time in my area is because I got my message out to the audience as fast as possible. So what we did is we built all of our marketing within our platform. So we have your listing presentations, your brochures, your postcards on the value proposition on how to market this out to your database and also farming areas. So we have our farming letter. One of my favorite farming letters is, I'm going to share it with you guys. What we do. We call it a reverse farming letter. Anyone want to guess what that means? So Jessica and I are going to role play for a minute, okay? So Jessica's the seller and I'm the agent. Jessica, thank you so much for letting me list your home.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So when it comes to selling your house, a lot of times your neighbors are the one that know people that want to live in the community. Okay, so what we've done is we've created a letter that would actually be sent from you, just letting the neighbors know that your house is on the market and that you love living in the neighborhood and that you have decided to list with us, and that we would include some of our business cards to let them know if they know of anyone that is wanting to be in the neighborhood, that they would call us so that way we could give them a sneak peek before it hits the market. In addition, we're gonna let them know that we're redesigning and staging their home to help increase the property value that will in turn hopefully help increase the average price point for the neighborhood. And then we'll show them a little transformation picture. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome, awesome. So that's what we do. We send out a letter to the neighborhood from the homeowner. So it comes from the homeowner, not the realtor, to the neighborhood, and it shows them that our value proposition, staging and design, and my contact information. Anybody do that right now? I think that's a good idea. Because what am I showing the neighborhood? I'm trying to increase their average price point and we're doing that by improving the property that we're about to list. Okay, it works, it's awesome. We also have fantastic scripts that we use for expired and FSBOs. So I have an ISA team on my team that calls, they're required to call 1,000 people a day. And what we do is we actually show transformations and a text message of before and afters. So say there's a luxury property that we really want to go after, we'll actually reality renovate or reality stage it and send that in our email and text message to show them the power of hiring us as your agent to sell your property. Is there an expired or a FSBO that you want to wow? This does it. So we also create all of your pamphlets to have at your open houses or any type of marketing. These are great for door knocking. And then we have over 1,500 social media graphics. So we launch 10 new designs every single week. And with those designs, we also launch the marketing pieces, right?
Right.
Do you love all of the marketing pieces? So it's really, really fun. So we have now hundreds of agents across the country that have adopted this. And I will say we have brokerage adoption from Keller Williams. And then let me share a few testimonies. So Jen, she has the Platinum Group with Place. They have a killer business, a great team, and they came to me. They're one of the originals of Style to Design because they were seeing that they were having to cut their commission in order to win. Their listing commission. So they were averaging about 2% on their list commission. And she said, Heather, we've got to figure out a way to change this. So we created a fantastic strategy for them. And she's happy to say, she's on her mastermind call, that their average list commission now is 3.5%. So in the absence of value, you question worth. And now they're bringing so much value to the transaction, they're not having a problem overcoming the objection of commission. The Sarver Group. Does anyone know the Sarver Group? They have a killer real estate business. And Brett said, Heather, our average sales price was about $850, and it's now almost $1.2 million because of Style to Design, because we're able to sell our properties for more money now, and we're attracting a higher price point because of the services we offer. Does anyone want to increase their price point? Yes, yes. Anyone want to increase their commission?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually show you guys the dashboard now. We're gonna get to this in just a minute. Let me go ahead and I think I logged in with Den. He doesn't mind. There we go. All right. So what you're gonna see here is when agents become members of our platform, this is considered our dashboard. This is all the tools in a box in one area, okay? So what they can do is they can go into the staging and design boards and they can select what they want. So who wants to throw out non-luxury, luxury, renovation? Who wants to see something? Yeah. Luxury. All right. That's what you wanted, right, Jessica?
Yes, that's what I wanted.
So what you can do is you'll see, I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of luxury designs within this platform. So you can scroll endlessly through all of them, or you can select by room. So let's just go living room. So what you'll see is everything is sourced with a click of a button. So you literally can go in here and everything you would want to turn this to life is right there. Clicks right through to the product, okay? So on the luxury side, all of the rooms, all the luxury rooms are usually over 5,000 and non-luxuries under 5,000. But we source everything for you, oops, I got out of it. We source everything from you, from paint color to flooring. Everything you would need to make that transformation is in there, including light fixtures, okay? So let's go back. So let me show you how you just literally, I did living room. How you literally just take this design board right here and you click this button, download. That then is downloaded out into a PDF file, and that is what you can share with your customer, and all the links are then embedded into that file for them to purchase. That easy. Okay, so that is what, if you said, I want this in one of my luxury properties, we can take this board right here and simulate that into your luxury property. And that is how you sell real estate as design services included. Now, let's talk about other ways. What if you have a buyer that wants to furnish their home? Do you think that you just create an incredible buyer value proposition? Yeah. What if you have an investor or a luxury builder? We created in our team, so I love making money. I don't know about you guys, does anyone else like to make money? I love to make money. So but I love helping people more. So I had a luxury builder that came to me, and the property had been on the market for over a year. It was a $7 million home and they couldn't sell it, right? And said, Heather, we've resisted staging, we just don't want to do it. And I said, listen, let's try it. So we have style to sell, which is I showed them the boards of what we're gonna do. We purchased everything, put it in the property. I charged them up front. It was $65,000 to purchase everything because it was a large home. And I said, it's $65,000 for us to stage it. And just so you know, in my area, it's 1% of the list price is usually the average cost of staging. So they had gotten a quote and it was $175,000 for them to actually stage it. So I was $65,000. I said, but let's advertise it as furnished, and then we'll do a bill of sale at closing for $175,000, okay? So I collected all the money that it cost me to actually physically stage it, and then I made 110 grand when the property closed.
Plus the commission.
Plus the commission.
That's fun.
Isn't that fun? That's so fun. So guess what happened? I got 3 more of them. Right? Because the other builders were like, because it went under contract in 4 days after I did it.
After it'd been on a year.
After it'd been on a year, under contract in 4 days. Okay?
Already staged it, or was it virtually staged?
No, I physically staged it.
Staged.
I utilized these boards to physically stage the property. So when I presented to the builder, I showed them the boards that I had selected for the property, and this is what I would physically stage with. Mind blowing, right? So you can utilize it for that if you want to, right? So let's go back into the dashboard. So anyone wanna, let's talk about the renovations for a minute. So under the renovations, you're gonna see here that you can see there's mid-range, cost-effective, luxury, it goes on, and and you can sort by kitchens or by bathrooms, okay? So it's the same concept. Is, say you wanted to create this look, everything that you would need to create this look is sourced right here for you to be able to purchase, even down to the floating shelves. And then all you have to do is download this board out, and you can send it to the contractor and to the buyer's agent. But we can take that board and we can simulate it into any of your listings. So let me share one more revenue stream with you guys. So I have Kane Concierge. My real estate team is Kane Luxury Team, Kane Concierge. We have vendor partners that we are partnered with that can implement our designs. So when I have a listing and I have reality renovated it, I have it on a foam board on an easel in my properties, so that way when the buyer walks in the home, they can see what it would look like. And then I source some of the products, so I have some of the backsplash, the hardware and stuff like that on the counter, so they can touch and see some of those items. And then they always ask me, well, who can do the renovation? Okay, so then I say, here are my 3 contractors that I work with, but all 3 of those contractors have vendor agreements with me, where I earn 10% of the profit. We made 300 grand last year just off our vendors. You guys are quiet. Don't you think if you can show a buyer what it would look like and you've sourced the product, that that's an opportunity for a profit center? Huge, huge opportunity. So I highly recommend, he's looking at Jessica like, we're doing this, right? Are you thinking we're doing this? Because you just submitted a reality renovation, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then we set up a separate LLC with our broker here's approval.
Yeah.
To have a one bidder agreement in place right now.
Perfect. So I want to show you guys, we literally have everything in a box. So what she's telling you right now is we actually have all the contracts in here for you. So those vendor agreements are all pre-done in here. That we always say consult legal counsel, but everything that we've done, we have all the forms and everything built into our platform that you can take, present to your broker, present to your legal counsel, get it modified for you. These are approved by my counsel and my broker, but we have all of those templates pre-done for you built into the platform, okay? So don't worry, Mike Brody. So this is all in here. Also too, if you're ever wanting to do like a stage for a builder or anything like that, we have these pre-done contracts and forms in here that we recommend that you, and you guys, this is all built from me making a lot of mistakes in 20 years, okay? I've screwed up a lot and I have protected myself. So the contracts I have are every time I screw up, I update them so you don't screw up too. Isn't that great? So you don't have to worry, you can have protection. So this is all built in here for you to utilize and use. We also go ahead and build in here all of our before and afters so that way you can utilize all of these for your marketing. But it's really, really fun because our agents love nothing more. I mean, heck, would you rather advertise you of this?
Oh, that's ours. That's
Is it? Or would you rather advertise you of this?
Yeah.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
And then you can say design services included, and then you can give the contractors, and then you can turn that for a profit, right? It's a beautiful thing, isn't
You
it?
should see the bathroom.
Is it in here too?
Yeah.
Yes,
So let's talk about this. So if you hired an interior designer to source the product and do this rendering, how much do you think it cost? $3,500 is the average across the country. $3,500. Do you think that brings value to the seller? Who wants to role play with me on a renovation? I'm gonna show you how this right here, how we literally, if I go to list a property that's original, I can literally win every listing present. No one can beat me. Wanna do it with me? Debbie,
Yes.
thank you so much for having me in your home today.
Well, thank you for coming to my original home.
Yeah, your house is beautiful. You can tell that you have maintained it immaculately.
Yeah, it's kind of dated though, isn't it?
You know what, it's okay. There's a difference between living in a home and selling in a home. And you can tell that you've lived a great life in this house.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. So my job as your agent though is to help you sell your home for the most amount of money and as quick as possible.
Oh,
That's
I like that.
Yes, good. So one of the objections that we might get from a buyer is that they love the house, but they're gonna probably have to renovate it. Does that make sense?
Yes, I just don't have the money to do it, Heather.
Yeah, you know what, I get it. So what I'm gonna show you today actually doesn't cost you any money, so don't worry.
What?
No, it doesn't cost you money, and I'm not asking you to renovate your home, but I wanna make sure that I can overcome that objection to the buyer, and I want to be able to offer to sell your homes as design services included that will make your house be different than your competition.
Oh, that sounds great.
It doesn't it? So in preparation for our meeting today, I went ahead and had my in-house design team create some beautiful renovation ideas for your home.
You have an in-house
I
design
do.
team? Oh, I called the right realtor.
You did. So do you mind if I share with you some of those designs?
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay,
Please
great.
do.
So let me show you here. So what we'll do is I'm gonna ask you, Debbie, to actually look through these designs, and I'm gonna tell you to stop when you see something that you really love.
All right, first off, I'm gonna say, do you really think I can see those that far away?
Yes, I
Let's say I like, this traditional mid-range bathroom. Yeah, that's great.
do. Okay, perfect. So what we do, Debbie, is we actually take this design board where our designers have sourced everything for you, and we actually take this and we simulate what this would look like in your kitchen. So that way the buyers can see the full potential of your property, and then we can advertise that your home has design services included, because everything that we simulate with, they can purchase.
I don't understand what you're saying, but it
So let
sounds
me-
really good.
Yeah, so let me show you. So what we'll do here is let me show you how it works. So here is let's just say this is the before,
Okay.
and we simulate that design board into your property.
You can do that?
We can, and those images are actually, we get them back in MLS format, which is the format that we need to syndicate it out to the Zillow and the Realtor.com and all of those things. And right underneath the image, now we do have to load the before, but we'll load the after, and we'll say reality renovated, design service included with the sale of this home.
I think anybody would buy my home if it looked like that.
So Debbie, when you've been interviewing other agents, has any other agent actually offered a solution on how they're gonna overcome the objection of your kitchens and baths being original?
They want me to redo it, and like I said, I don't have the money.
You know what? So it's not gonna cost you anything, and I'm actually gonna save the buyers thousands of dollars in design services included that will give your home a competitive edge.
Oh, that sounds terrific.
Very good. Is that not like, right? If you're walking, so I would share a super funny story, and let me look at the time. Okay, we're good. So when I became a broker in Naples, Florida, I walked into a good old boy network. Sure. So I walked into a good old boy network of other brokers. Okay, I walked in and they told me I was in the wrong room. When I came in to do all of my broker igniting for the Naples Board of Realtors, they told me sales associates were down the hall. Okay, so I had a choice. I could either say, okay, this is gonna be really hard and maybe I shouldn't do this, or man up and I'm gonna freaking dominate, right? So I chose that route. And what happens now is when I know, so when one of my competitors that was in that room comes behind me on a listing presentation, I'm like, oh yeah, because I win. And now they know, like, what happens if you have services, people can love you, but if at the same time you can show them how to net more money, who do you think they're gonna use? Right? So you have to have services that are going to make you win. All right, so the reality staging, this is the platform where you submit your images. So you get to pick from any of these styles. Now these do have a cost. So when we reality stage, there's packages. So you can do a single image, you can do 3 images for $129. And when you go in there, you'll see that these are actually, it tells you the board that it's associated with, so you can download that board out in the platform. But that's where you, and then, look, let me just show you. At the bottom is where you submit your images right here to be able to get those done. And these come back in 24 to 48 hours. And then the same on the renovation side, we have the, so they equal out to about $45 to $40 an image for us to do the staging. The renovations are a little bit more money because we actually do have, so our design team is the one that's actually doing this. This is not artificial intelligence. We have tried and it looks terrible. So we have to, our design team has to physically do this. And these right here are $100 for us to do the reality renovation. And this is where you just upload the image that you need renovated and the board, and we get those images back to you. So it's very, very easy. It's click, 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 submit. Would you guys say it's easy?
Yes.
Super easy. Okay, so the other thing that, we have our training and resource center, so I am really, really big on training. I do a mastermind, and education every month. Because I dumped a lot of information with you guys, especially revenue streams, I do a weekly workshop every Tuesday at 2 Eastern Standard, so it's 1 your time. And this is a way that I can coach you guys on how to utilize the platform. Is it helpful?
Oh, amazingly.
Yeah. And if you can't attend it, you can actually just go on our workshop playlist and you can literally listen to every workshop you could ever want of me. So if you missed it, yeah, we don't need to hear me. Okay, so all of that is pre-done in this platform, and the marketing side is really my favorite just because I love to do marketing. But everything you could need for marketing your business with Style Design is in here. Listing presentations, this is a really big one that a lot of our agents use, is our builder and investor presentation. Everything is pre-done in the platform for you through Canva so that you can take and modify to your brand. That alone to me is like, do you guys know the thousands of hours that are in play on that? So all of that is pre-done in our platform that you can utilize. You just search by here of what you're wanting. So say you're wanting to do postcards on the value proposition, it's all pre-built for you in here so that you can utilize. And you just take my face out and put your face in. It was so funny. I got one of our agents that she used my face on all of her stuff. And I was like, you know that you can take my face off, right? She didn't realize that. So all of that is done right here in the dashboard. So basically, that's an overview of Style to Design. Is that different than what people thought I was going to talk about?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Awesome. So let's talk about what it costs, right? Because a lot of them are like, that sounds great, Heather, but what are you going to charge me, right? So we have a few different programs, and let me pull this up for you. Guess I need to put my coffee down. So yeah, we'll take those passing around. So there's membership options. We have 3 different tiers. An individual is $149 to become a member. But there's a QR code on this form there, and that gives you your first month at $60 to try it, okay? So that way you can utilize everything that Style has, but that QR code expires at midnight tonight. So it's only for today. Then we have our enterprise model, which is our most popular right now. Our 2 market centers that I spoke to yesterday, they all did the enterprise. And the enterprise is 10 seats, so 10 people get together through in the market center, and then it makes your membership stay at $60 a month. So if you have 10 agents, you get the platform for $60. So what we're encouraging is if you're interested in it, you can sign up today, and that gives the market center a month to figure out if you have 10, and then you stay at the $60 per month, right? So out of all of you guys that listen today, and I promise you I don't get offended, who here is interested in Style Design for their business? You guys already have it, so 1, 2, 3. So you have 3, so you're already, do you have a 4-seater? Do you have a 3-seater or 1? Yeah.
But we need to get more.
Yeah. So are some of your top agents in this room?
Not a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. So if they were educated on what it is, do you think that they would find value in it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what I would encourage you guys to do is if this is something you want to implement, you can start at the $60 with that QR code. And then we can see if there's more interest within the market center. Because once someone starts to have success and utilizes it, then that's when other people are like, wait a minute, what are you doing? How does that work? Right?
And I don't like to tell them. I like to keep it just.
I always, people say like, well, Heather, why do you share this with other people? I'm like, you have to have an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset, right? Anyone have questions for me? Yeah.
Question. So let's say you have a listing, you buy all that material, you put it in the house. What would you do with the furniture? You sell it out or you give it back or? Give it to the buyer, what would you do?
Oh,
It's not a
if you
reality.
decide to physically furnish the property?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we physically furnish a property, we do always advertise that furniture is negotiable with the sale of the home. Now, if the buyer does not want to purchase it, we take it back into inventory is what we have. So I have my own staging company. Not every agent has that, and that's okay, but that's what we've done. So there are agents that don't have staging companies, and so that because of that, they focus more on the reality staging and the reality renovation side. But if you do want to do physical staging, then that is where you would definitely need. What's up, Denton? I told a story about you. Were your ears burning?
They were, that's why I came over.
I was saying full circle. You were my butt in your cubicle over here and like 20 years ago. So that is where if you have physical state, it just depends on what your business model is. One of the things you'll see with Style Design if you become a member is we have agents that have huge staging companies that have built it off Style Design. And then we have some that just use it for investors, some that just use it for builders. So it's all different walks of life of realtors that utilize it.
We had a mastermind on Wednesday. Were you on that? It was amazing. Go back and watch it. We had 3 different groups of people from all over the United States, well, from various places. They have all made 6 figures in less than a year, because that's as long as you've been open. And they all utilized it in a totally different way. So it was just fascinating to listen to their business model and their mindset and how successful they've been, and really fired me up.
It is, and honestly, they're creating more, like, I talked to another member and she created a whole new revenue stream in a different way. You know, they're all utilizing it in different ways to create revenue in their business, and that just gets me so excited. Did that help answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Anybody else have questions? No?
I
Yes,
have a comment.
yeah.
In making presentations and watching presentations, I know people always go to the dollars. And so when I look at $149 a month, correct?
Yes.
So that's $1,800 a year. So if you had one win, or oversimplify this, if you had one win, that'd be like 5 or 6 years worth of your fee. And hopefully you get a lot of wins each year. And so I think you gotta look at what is the potential if you implement it and use it properly, as opposed to it's not the cost, it's the investment. That's the word I
And
would
even
use.
less if you
Right.
do the enterprise, the 10
Yeah.
seat, then you're $60. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so one of the things we were talking about is we do offer a market center membership now that brings it down to $60 an agent, but you have to have 10 agents that want to utilize it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say that just Heather's coaching 6 times a month is worth so much more than $149 a month. It's worth thousands. She goes, "You're really good."
Oh, thank you. I failed a lot in the last 20 years.
Well,
It's made me much better.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
while, since there's a silence, I'd also like to say, what she's shown you on this is the tip of an iceberg. There is so much more, it goes so much deeper, and this is the most responsive team I've ever worked with. On Tuesday, during our Tuesday meetings, we'll say, well, wouldn't it be nice if blah, blah, blah. We get an email on Thursday, okay, well, now it's blah, blah, blah. They've done it in 2 days or 1 day, and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
I love working with people that listen and are responsive.
I'm militant. My dad was a colonel in the Marine Corps. He flew President Reagan, and that man knew how you said something, you made it happen. So it's ingrained in every part of my body. So I'm like, yes, that's a great idea. Let's do it. All right, team, go do it. I don't do it. It's called leverage, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me here today. Hopefully we'll see you all part of the community. And if you have any questions, just please let us know. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. There's on our website is all of our contact information, styledesign.com. Yeah, it's all on there.
Heather?
Yes.
So like if we did the enterprise, does the market center sign up for that and then each one pays? How does that work?
Yeah, so the market center signs up and then you bill the agent for the fee.
Got it, thank you.
That would be
And it would be $60 a person.
Okay.
And then most of our market centers have a lot more than 10, so it just stays at the $60 for every additional person. And then we also, if the market center does it, we give you all the recruiting collateral for it too. So you get your one-page recruiting and a recruit deck for it as well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.